Hello there. Today I've come to show you farm improvements. We all know 1.20 is right around the corner, literally tomorrow. And I wanted to give you some improvements for this farm that will at least help with the new cherry tree. As you can see right here, this is a cherry tree switch. What you'd have to do originally, without this switch, is place 3 blocks, like so, to stop cherry trees from ruining the farm or just not really wanting to plant. Today, I'm going to show you how to change it into where it's just straight up that. So it's just as simple as flicking a lever, and you're ready to go for cherry trees, right? I'm going to show you how to build that. And also today, I'm going to show you how to build an oak switch for anyone who maybe doesn't want to use azalea bushes as their go-to means of oak wood. Simple as that, simple as that. And right here, you cannot see it, the minecart was shoved underneath the block, but a better way to collect saplings, so then you will never run out of the saplings for the type of tree you're trying to grow, as through playtesting, I had some problems with that. So, show you how to make that. And, hopping over to my survival world, on another note, we'll show you how to attach a beautiful Bonemeal farm made by Silent Whisperer. I'm just going to put a link to this video. Great Bonemeal farm, super useful. But we'll show you how to connect that up automatically to your tree farm. This is a super nice little system I set up. Basically, as you can see right here, when the light is on, the machine is not full. When light off, the machine is full. This basically just tells you whenever the machine is full of bone meal, and will automatically shut off this dispenser from sending up bone meal. I made this just because I wanted to hide it underneath the floor, but I also did not want to waste bone meal. And I'll just send it right up in the system and keep this fully stocked of bone meal. I actually run both of these machines at the exact same time to get the best effect. It's super awesome, super nice, and I'll show you how to make it at the end of the video. But if you have not already built a bone meal farm for this tree farm, first of all, what are you doing? This thing consumes bone meal like it's candy. Okay, if you're going through a bunch of trees and doing what I've been doing, which I'll show you real quick, right in these chests, is just stocking up on all the various types of wood, you'll run into a quick and simple problem of, hey, you just don't got enough bone meal. So make sure to make one of those, and yeah, during the end, I'll make sure to show you how to attach that. Also, another thing that you should probably add is right back here, hidden behind these lovely vines, I have a propagule farm. This just chucks some propagules in this chest, making sure that you have that. If you have not already built a propagule farm for mangrove for this tree farm, get on that. I'd recommend it highly, just because, you know, this farm does not allow you to get enough propagules back. So, it's kind of vitally necessary. We're going to start off nice and simple. So, we're going to do this one right here, which is just a little collection system. It just allows it to collect the blocks mainly in the middle. That's just convenient for anyone who wants the block. Hi, this is my survival world that I play on, and I just wanted to show you guys how to put in the collection system. This is just a little addition to the collection, so you'll have plenty of saplings. It's a pretty simple process, although can be a little confusing. So you just want to I'll turn off the RTX so it's easier to see. You just want to break these 3 blocks right in the middle. And we're going to want to grab our 1 hopper, come down here, break this hopper, as that system actually blocks this hopper from being useful in the first place, which, you know, glad I figured that out now. You want to break this mud block, and then put hoppers like so, so the hopper is going into that hopper, which is then going back into the hopper line. Put in our blocks in there. Now that we got that, we're just going to come over here, place blocks like so. I'm just going to use, you know, the ones I picked up out of the floor. Put 3 pistons. There we go. And then we'll just grab back our dirt block. Put back in the 2 observers. And then we're going to place our minecart hopper. All you just want to do is just place a rail on it. Put the minecart hopper. Shove it to where it goes off the hopper. You can break that. And we'll just break that. Get that out of the way. But yeah, you just kind of want to shove it back into a good spot. Get out of there. Go around and just get it to where you feel good. It doesn't really matter as long as it's underneath the main block. That's really all that matters. And then we're just gonna grab the observer again. Get as close as we can. Yeah, there we go. And we're gonna grab the mud back. Put a lever on the back one first. So you push down the dirt block first. And we're just gonna, yep, there we go. Get that shoved into the floor. So now it's in the floor. And then you're gonna want to come to this side and do the same thing, but with both at the same time. Make sure it's both at the same time, or you'll run into pain. And then we're gonna place our 2 mud blocks. Flick the lever and make sure to stand out of the chamber. And it will do all of its cycling. We can get back our mud blocks. And there we go. Now it's in. And I'm just going to shove it in because I'll probably push it anyways. And you can just break all the rest of the stuff. Okay, now we're just going to grab our redstone comparator back and place it right in the middle. And, yep, just kind of exist here. And you know, that then beautiful. Look at that. It all functions. And then you can just drop saplings there. And you'll see it gets picked up. So then, of course, anytime runs, you'll see. Yeah, it already gave it to me. That it will properly pick it up. Now, sometimes you'll manage to get stuck like right there. But it doesn't really matter, as you easily get more saplings than you even started to use anyways. So it's never really an issue. We're going to start off by making the cherry extender. You want to come over here, place your redstone lamp lever, and we're just going to put an iron frame with the cherry sapling just so I know, like, what it does. And then we're going to make a redstone torch tower going all the way up here. So it's just 1 block above these 2 redstone repeaters. And then we're going to go out 3 blocks, place 2 redstone repeaters like that, put a redstone dust, and then we're going to place an observer facing downwards and an observer facing into that. So the face is directly up on this one, and then the face is directly looking at this observer. So that anytime something interacts with it, it sends a pulse right there. And then you just want to place a redstone repeater on top of that observer with 4 ticks. And then place a block right here. And we're going to come down here, place a block right here, and then place 2 sticky pistons, like so. Then on the bottom side here, you want to place a sticky piston right here with a redstone block. Now, anytime that we trigger this, you'll see it fully double extends. And anytime you untrigger it, it fully retracts. Okay, now over here, we're just going to place a redstone repeater, a block, and a piece of redstone dust. And then another block, and another piece of redstone dust. Then a piece of glass, and then another piece of redstone dust. Then we're going to put a redstone repeater. And you're going to want to place a sticky piston and an observer facing this way so it's looking at this repeater. Now we're going to place some blocks. You want to place 1 glass block here, and 2 quartz blocks, and then a block right here, piece of redstone on it, 3 more blocks like this, 2 blocks like that, and then 1 block
right here. So you're left with this sort of thing. Then we're going to grab some comparators and just place them like so, with redstone dust on either side. This will allow that anytime the farm cycles, it will trigger this piston, which will move up this observer, and then pull it back down, making a pulse, and then this will just extend that pulse to be slightly longer, so then it's enough for a different system that we're going to trigger. Okay, now we're going to add a block right here with a redstone torch on top of that, and 2 more blocks, another block, and then just put redstone dust all in that. As you'll see, that will power this, and then we can just put redstone repeater right here. I'm going to place 2 more redstone repeaters, the back one being on 4 ticks and the front one being on 3 ticks, just like so. And as you see, this is blocked, so anytime that this gets powered, it will not trigger the system. The point of this is, whenever the cherry tree extension is turned off, your farm will not activate this line of repeaters. Okay, now we're going to come down here, break these 2 glass blocks. We're going to place a temporary block down here and place 2 sticky pistons like so. And you're just going to want to remove these 2 glass blocks and place 2 honey blocks. And you can come back up here, break your temporary block, and put 2 obsidian on both sides. And then for right here, if you do not plan on making the oak extension to this farm, then you'll just want to place a piece of obsidian. If you do plan on making the oak extension to this farm, just place a piston right here. I'll leave this right here, and I'm just going to break this glass block and put a redstone block for now. This will stop the cherry farm from taking this piston with it, because that kind of just breaks everything. So, if you plan on making the oak extender, definitely add this block so then it doesn't mess anything up later. Now all you want to do is place 2 redstone dust, and we're just gonna move this redstone line 1 block over so it does not touch it. And that should be everything. Okay, now we're gonna test it, but first, I did mess up this part. These actually need to be the opposite direction. So this one going this way, this one going that way. That'll just make sure the post extender works correctly. So right now, if the farm cycles, we'll just cycle it real quick. But if the farm cycles, you'll see that after it's done cycling, nothing should happen. These pistons should never move. That is because of this lock up here that locks this from getting any signals, which stops this from messing around with the actual area. This will help prevent any tall trees from getting smashed into the floor of your farm and breaking stuff. That's all that this is here for. Now if we flick on it, and you'll see it triggers and comes back up. So whenever a cherry tree is planted, you'll see it grows, does its thing, and then double piston extender drops down there. Basically, I was sitting in those 2 blocks right up there, but it would have left these leaves just like this. That just breaks it, so then there's only 1 layer of leaf, which allows cherry trees to grow consistently. Now that you have that all in place, you have completed your cherry switch and are good to use it. As for anyone that still wants the oak switch, let's get started with that. We're going to start off the oak switch pretty simple. Just right here, you want a redstone lamp. So, just one above the obsidian right there. Put a lever on it. And then we're just going to put another item frame with an oak sapling to know that's the oak switch. You're going to want to do the same thing you did with the other one and make a torch tower going up all the way right there. And then just place a block on the side with a piece of redstone dust. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do up here is you're going to want to change where this redstone line goes, as it's in the way of the oak switch. So we're going to come over here, break our observer, and place it right on top of this observer. So it just changes where it goes. Then place a block right here with redstone dust. Place 2 blocks by that with redstone dust. And we're just going to go along and break all these pieces of redstone dust. And then you're just going to want to connect them like this to where they've got an arm coming out and around to each side. And then just place redstone dust along that, and you can get rid of the blocks that they originally had. And there we go. Now you should have something like this to redirect your redstone. Okay, now we're going to come right here, and you're just going to want to place this sort of L shape, just with three blocks like that. Place a redstone repeater, and then another redstone repeater. So then you go into the block, and then it powers that block. And then we're going to place a block like that, then a piece of redstone dust, and then another piece of redstone dust on top of that with a block. And we're going to come over here, break this piece of glass, place a sticky piston and a block of redstone. Then we're going to break this glass block. Then you're just going to want to place a temporary block right here. Come down into your farm. Place all the way up until you're up here. Place your observer like this. And a piston like so. We'll just build up here. Another temporary block and place another sticky piston. So then you can now remove all your blocks that you had there. Come back up here, remove that block. Now you should have 2 sticky pistons facing downwards and 1 observer also facing downwards. Then we're going to just place an observer looking at that observer faced into this. I'm going to place a repeater on 4 ticks with another block. Now, whenever this is on, you'll see the redstone block gets extended. Okay, now we're going to come over here, place a redstone dust, place 4 blocks, put a repeater right here on 4 ticks, and then just attach some redstone dust, place a block down here, place another block down, put another repeater on 4 ticks, another piece of redstone dust, place another block, then place a staircase of glass like this with redstone dust on it. Now you should have a line going up, 4 ticks, another 4 ticks, and then redstone. We're going to come down over here, place a block like that, and a block like that. Then another piece of redstone dust, and a repeater facing this way. You can come right here, going to place a temporary block right here. We're going to break this glass block and put a temporary block right here. And then place 2 sticky pistons. Break this glass block and this glass block. Put a piece of obsidian there. Put a honey block right here. And then over here, you're going to want to place an observer that looks down. Now we just want to remove our temporary blocks and place another piece of obsidian. And you're going to want to place an observer looking at that observer. Place a block and put a repeater on 4 ticks on that. And that is your oak switch done. We're just going to test it real quick. You'll see it comes down from the ceiling, and if we trigger the farm with an oak sapling, and you'll see the tree grows, gets pushed out, and bam. Now this right here happens because of the redstone block. When the system pulls it all out, it gets stuck on this redstone block and leaves the piston right here. This is perfectly fine. All you need to remember is anytime you flick off this lever, just make sure to cycle the farm again. We'll just manually cycle it. And then you'll see it goes back into place. You just want to make sure that that gets back there before you try growing like a cherry tree or something else.
We're going to make the Bonemeal Farm attachment. So let's say you got like a Bonemeal Farm, I don't know, we'll say right here or something. So let's say you got a Bonemeal Farm way down there, right? We want to attach it up here. Let's do that. So we're going to start off nice and simple. We're going to come right here. We're going to place 2 hoppers. Then we're going to place 2 blocks with comparators going out. Then we're going to make our chamber for water to bring up the bone meal. I'm going to use some glass because I like to be able to see it. And we're just going to make a chamber going down all the way to the ground. We'll stop it right there for now. But so you have a tube going down however far you want it to go down. Okay, we're going to place a block shape like this. And come down here, place a sticky piston going down with a redstone block and a redstone torch like this. Then another block with a piece of redstone dust. As you see, triggers that piston. Now, right in front of that piston, we're going to just place a redstone lamp and build up around this thing until whatever, you want it to look nice or something. Depending on where you're at, depending on what level. You can have this redstone lamp on any level that you want, since we're going to be bringing down a redstone signal. So, now we're just going to continue to extend this downwards. Just keep placing pistons in the redstone blocks till we get to there. There we go. We'll just stop it right there for now since we don't know quite what it connects to. Goes down to the ground. You could block up this entire thing just for visual reasons, so it looks nice and clean, and you don't have anything in the way. I don't know, we'll say we have like a stairway or something over here, and it comes down. You could even help the staircase by doing something like this, just kind of with trapdoors. So, you got an easy walkway or something. Maybe something. Maybe you want something aesthetic like that sort of thing. That's why it's nice to have it all hidden behind a wall. Okay, now we're gonna come down here. But if I just connect this, so then it sends down a piston. Then we'll place a observer clock like this. So then basically any time that the farm's full, it will lift up this observer clock and not trigger anything. And then we're going to place a dropper on the side of that observer clock facing this direction, and we can bring down our tube around it. And now we're going to grab the system that will allow our minecart to unload stuff. So you're going to want to place 1 hopper, and then we're going to do a block up 1 and then back down. So you have this sort of shape where it goes up and down. And we're going to grab our powered rails and get those 2 blocks, then grab a normal rail, and then have a powered rail. Then we're going to come on down here, place a block right here, and place a comparator on it, then place another block, place a redstone torch, and place another block. So the comparator is looking at the hopper, and that's deactivating the torch, and then it's going over here. So then you're going to place a block on top of this torch with a repeater facing this direction. This will allow the minecart to come in, and then the instant an item is checked, it will turn that off, making the minecart stuck, and start dispensing items. Now we're going to add in our water dispense. You want to grab a normal block like dirt, grass, stone, something that kelp can be placed on. I want to come all the way up to the top here and just break into your area. And we're going to place a bucket of water right here and block it off. Make sure that we've sustained no damages down here. And now you'll see that the water is going down the entire chamber. And if we just break into this chamber, we can start placing our kelp. And you just want to place the kelp all the way up to the top, and then go all the way back down.
and break the bottom piece of kelp. Now we can put back our tube, get our piece of soul sand, and get it in place. As you'll see, now there's a bubble column, and anytime that there is some items placed, it will get sent all the way up, and as you see, it's in this dispenser right here. We can just grab back our kelp. So now we're going to place our sign. You can also change where the redstone lamp is if you want the sign to be the opposite of what I'm about to have it be. So we're just going to place a sign, and you can make a sign like this that basically just says on equals not full, off equals full. So when the light is on, it is not full, the machine needs bone meal. When it's off, it is full, and it needs no more bone meal. Now that we have this side attached, let's get it to our point that we want to go. So I've just made a simple line going to our objective. We're saying here has maybe a hopper coming down from, let's say, a chest full of bone meal. So we're going to place a block right here. We're going to place a rail that goes up here. We're going to grab a detector rail. You can now break that rail. We'll have an outgoing rail, say, right there. So it comes in and then goes out. Then we're going to place a comparator going this direction with a block. I want to place a redstone torch right here, another redstone torch right here, and then a piece of redstone dust. Then you're going to want to come over here and place a piston. Now if we grab our hopper minecart and load it right in there, you'll see it's starting to be filled up. Now if we grab some bone meal just to chuck in there, you'll see that it will work on filling up from whatever Bonemeal farm you choose to have. And the instant it's full, it gets sent along its way and over here to where it starts taking the Bonemeal and sending it all the way up into the farm to fill it. Just as a representation, I'm going to destroy this redstone torch, shutting it off. So this would be if your machine was full. Let's say this hopper right here was backed up completely with Bonemeal. Then it would no longer be able to dispense any more bone meal, just letting it accumulate in here. And now that I'm looking at it, I messed up. You wanna change this out for a block. It's not meant to be glass right there. Sorry about that. Two things right up here. If you didn't notice, first of all, there's meant to be a piece of redstone right here. If you missed it, I tried to place it in there multiple times to make sure you noticed. Right here, you want to place a redstone torch and a piece of redstone dust. What this does is basically, whenever an item goes through this hopper, it would go through the comparator and shut off the system, which basically would instantly send the minecart back over to its destination to refill. What this does is it basically makes the comparator have to wait until it's sensing a full signal, which is a full signal is 5 stacks of items in here. And then instant it reaches 5 stacks of items in here, then it will unlock the system. It's a very important part. Also, depending on how far downhill you are going, you may run into the fact that this just ramps right underneath and gets out. What you want to do, if you are having that, just place another block. This will stop it from being able to ramp out and over, as you see right here. But, so, now, this is more likely the position that you're sitting in. So now, let's say it has used up all the bone meal that it has. It'll be sent back over there to collect more and keep your farm running. Super nifty system. So that anytime, it just keeps coming back and forth, bringing the goods. And as you'll see, it is stopped right here. Now, this may look like it is off of the hopper, which, completely fair. This definitely should not be able to be pulling from there, but it so happenly can. So we'll just do this cycle a bunch, again, until it's finished, and it'll just keep running forever and ever. Place back a torch and a piece of redstone dust. As you can see, now it's dispensing into the system. And yeah, that is how you attach a Bonemeal farm to this tree farm. This will make sure that you do not lose any of your bone meal from your Bonemeal farm. Okay, so I know a lot of people have been having problems with getting the farm to function, getting this stuff. And I decided, hey, well, while I make the video on how to make those fancy things, I also wanted to run through a couple of the most common issues that I've seen people have so far. Pretty much everything in the farm, usually most issues people run into is these couple lines, these couple stuff. So, one of the ones that I saw, they were missing the redstone on this block, which completely stops the cycler from activating, because if you did not know, this redstone torch going up to here is the way that the cycler actually activates the entire farm. Another one that I saw recently was right here. Someone was having the farm continuously trigger, and it was because they messed up one of these hoppers and had it just straight up bypassing the entire system, just going right around back in instead of going through this entire loop. Make sure to check your hopper chains if you're having problems similar to that. Then another issue that I saw was this, where they've got redstone on both these two blocks. There's only meant to be redstone on this block, triggering just this. But if there's redstone right here as well, it will basically cancel out the system and not really trigger the farm correctly. Then and also another big issue, when people activate the farm, they can randomly have blocks floating, I don't know, we'll say here, or maybe here, or somewhere around there. That is usually caused by the back set of pistons not pushing, which is usually caused by missing a piece of redstone or two on one of these obsidian blocks going into one of these observers. It's a very common little issue that I've actually seen a lot of people miss. It's very easy to miss, but just check that you have redstone on all of those obsidian blocks going into your different Dell piston extenders. Other ones that you might have missed in this area is right here. Some people miss that there's a block placed here. I understand why. I went over it really fast, but there is a block right here. I saw someone miss that specific block right there, just didn't activate their back line of pistons. So, easy enough fix. Past that, I'm just going to go over every single redstone pulse, so you get a chance to look at the entire farm as a whole, just in case any of that did not fix your problem. You can just take a second, look over the redstone, and make sure that you are good to go. Anyways, hopefully that helps some people be able to fix their farm if they just have some problems with it. I hope you guys enjoy 1.20. I honestly I want to hear you guys' thoughts on the update whenever you actually get time to play it. I think it should be fun. I think they've added some fun stuff to mess around with. I definitely am excited to do that, and I'll post a video in the next 576 years. You know, because I'm slow, and yep, that's life, eh? Uh, see you guys. Never. Woo. Goodbye.